Hi there, I'm Mark Bragdon, librarian for the Faculty of Education, and I just wanted to take a few moments to welcome you, or welcome you back, as the case may be, to UNB. Fortunately, particularly in these times, UNB is much more than just a place. We are a community of researchers, educators, and students united in our efforts to better understand and respond to the myriad challenges and opportunities that come with living in the world. So the show must, can, and will go on. What I really enjoy about working with graduate students is that you come to this program with a lot of personal and professional experience, and so a developed sense of your place in the world and what you can contribute. And it is a gift to learn from you on this part of an evolving journey. At the same time, you may have been away from school for a while, and so the means of finding research literature may have changed, and you may not have been engaged in the sort of structured inquiries that lay ahead either. That's where I come in. My role is to be your resource person and guide to the world of research literature. The assignments and papers you write will build on research that has come before by first demonstrating your understanding of scholarship in a field and then adding your own reflections and insights. So of course you need to know what that research is, how to find it, and ask questions of it that speak to your own interests. And so on that note, I am just as often called upon to help students with the questions that they have as I am in answering them. And that's because the power really lies in the question rather than the answer. This is where you bring your intention, focus, and sensitivity to bear on an issue. And it's often where you can start opening some doors, just with having the right question. So for example, let's say you have a question to do with reading comprehension strategies implemented in grade 3. Very specific. And so my question to you in this case would be, what is it about these reading comprehension strategies at this level that has you interested? What is your experience with them? And so through a conversation, we might touch upon the fact that you have in the past felt overwhelmed or under-resourced in implementing such strategies. And perhaps there wasn't a lot of institutional support. And so we may reorient your question to look at leadership methods or strategies in supporting teachers when they're implementing reading comprehension strategies, and what other support mechanisms may come into play. And so in this way, by focusing on having a really strong and powerful question, and perhaps opening it up beyond grade 3 because of certain commonalities at the elementary or primary level, we may come up with just the right focused, intentional question that begins to answer itself in terms of approaching the research literature. As for answering the questions themselves, I can suggest tools that you can use for finding the relevant research literature. Did you know, for example, that you have access to thousands upon thousands of the full text of doctoral dissertations, courtesy of our subscription to Dissertations and Theses? And these are rich sources of literature reviews and research methodologies on any number of education-related topics and tangentially related topics. Otherwise, if you're looking for books, ebooks in this day and age, journal articles, curriculum guides, all sorts of materials, whatever the case may be, I can help you with finding them and suggest strategies for using the research tools that optimizes the time spent. Or let's say you come across the reference to a journal article or a conference proceeding or a book, and you'll be darned if you can't find it. This is really my bread and butter, finding these sorts of items and putting them into your hands, and you'll be surprised at my magic in this realm. I can also help with the use of a citation management program such as Zotero, which is a freely available worldwide application that UNB has decided to support, and it enables you to gather all the references that you find on the web or on paper into a single place from which you can output bibliographies or even in-text citations through Microsoft Word. And I'll just quickly direct your attention to a couple of resources to get you started. First, the Education Subject Guide on the library website, lib.unb.ca. And if you go into one of these guides, you'll find web tutorials that I've developed to quickly get you started with a number of tools, including databases like ERIC and Google Scholar, and how to locate and use ebooks. You'll also find these in your Desire to Learn course under the UNB Libraries module. And if there are any related course readings that your instructors have put in the course reserve system, they'll be available here as well. And I'll leave off by addressing a common anxiety among graduate students to do with not being able to find many or even any research specifically to do with a topic that you're working on. And assuming that you've exhausted the reasonable avenues to coming to this conclusion, to me it's a good thing because it means that you are actually engaged in original research. Ultimately, why you're here in the first place. And it doesn't mean that there are not ways to identify, synthesize, draw from related research in drawing and charting out these new realms of knowledge. It really is a pioneering moment that I am always happy to assist with. So that's a bit about me and my view of your world, which also happens to be my world. So if you ever want to contact me, I can be reached at mbragdon@unb.ca by email. My WhatsApp ID is 506-440-3793. Or perhaps we could schedule a Teams meeting sometime, or whatever might work for you. So best of luck with the beginning of semester. Feel free to call upon me whenever the need arises. I will be here for you. Take care.